Yes, students. In our previous class, I have given you this question, and the answer for these questions will be A will be your this molecule in which halogen will directly attach here. Why? Because this will follow Markovnikov's rule. And what about this HBr? If your answer is this one, then it is absolutely correct. Halogen will only attack here because peroxide is not mentioned in this compound. For this, the compound will be this one, that is benzene, and bromine will come here because in this compound HBr is present as well as peroxide, so it will follow anti-Markovnikov's rule, and according to anti-Markovnikov's rule, the halogen will go to that compound which have lesser number of hydrogens, and hydrogen will go to that carbon compound which is having lesser number of hydrogen. So this out of these two, you can see that here there are no hydrogens, but in this compound you have one hydrogen. That is why halogen is going over there, and where there is no hydrogen, over there hydrogen will go. And in this compound peroxide is mentioned, but it is HCl, and that is why because of HCl it will show you this compound. Yes, so these are your answers. It will not follow anti-Markovnikov rule because anti-Markovnikov rule is only for HBr. Whenever HBr is mentioned, only in that case anti-Markovnikov rule will get followed. Okay, now we can go for our next topic. In our next topic, we have to start for the allylic substitution. So we can make a heading. Allylic substitution. Yes, as you all know, allylic compounds are those in which hydrogen is attached to that halogen is attached to that carbon which is having first of all the carbon and then a carbon with the double bond. So this one will be your allylic compound, CH2, then you have single bond, double bond, CH and CH3. This is your compound. In this you can take reagents. What reagents you can take, that I will tell you. And your answer will be CH2 will remain CH2 only, double bond will remain double bond only, and halogen will attack at allylic carbon. Okay, so this will be your compound. Here instead of bromine you can write X also. So what can be the reagents? So we can write about the reagents first. Reagents will be halogen at high temperature, your high temperature will be 400 to 500 degrees Celsius. After that, second reagent with what you can take is your NBS, that is N-bromosuccinamide. It will also do the allylic substitution of bromine. Allylic substitution of bromine. And third compound which you can take is your SO2Cl2, and this will also do allylic substitution, and this substitution is for chlorine. Allylic substitution of chlorine. Right. So on the basis of this, you can solve this question. You have CH3, single bond CH, double bond CH2. You will take Cl2 at 450 degrees Celsius. Then you will take SO2Cl2 and you have to find the products. Yes, your answers are absolutely correct. In this case, it will be Cl, CH2, single bond CH, double bond CH2, and SO2Cl2 also do the chlorination only. Not chlorination, it is the addition of chlorine, but on the allylic position. So this will be your product. Okay. Then you can solve the same question for Br2 also. Br2 or at 500 degrees Celsius, and then you can add NBS also in the presence of light or heat. What will be the products? Yes, you are absolutely right. Product will be Br, CH, CH2 single bond CH, double bond CH2, and this is also Br, CH2 single bond CH, double bond CH2. So these will be your answers. Okay, so this is our method of preparation of haloalkanes. Now we can move on to the next method also. Our next method is from alcohol. From alcohols. So if you want to prepare haloalkane from alcohol, you can use 4 methods. It will make alkyl chloride. First method is your concentrated HCl with anhydrous ZnCl2. Anhydrous means that it is not having any water. This is called Lucas reagent. This Lucas reagent you use for making some tests also. So Lucas test is also there, which is a very famous test for distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary agent. I will tell you how to do that also. You can use PCl5, you can use PCl3, and you can use SOCl2. This method is called Darzin's method, and this is the best method for the preparation of haloalkanes. I will tell you why it is the best method also. So first start with concentrated HCl and ZnCl2. Concentrated HCl and it is plus anhydrous ZnCl2. So in this case, what you will do, the reaction will be this one. You will take ROH, you will add HCl, that HCl should be concentrated, and anhydrous ZnCl2. It will make RCl plus H2O. So this is your general reaction. Now we can go for the mechanism of this reaction. Mechanism of all the reactions are very important, because from mechanism you can actually tell the product for the another reactions. So mechanism is actually very important. So let's move on to the mechanism. As you know that in alcohol, oxygen is present, and oxygen has lone pairs, and Zn is a transition metal, and transition metal has the tendency to make coordinate bonds, right? So oxygen will give its electron to zinc. When it will give its electron to zinc, it will form R O, H will come here, ZnCl2, because Zn has taken the electron from oxygen. That is why it will develop negative charge, and as oxygen has given its one lone pair, so it will develop a positive charge. And after that, you should know this thing. that oxygen with a positive charge is more electronegative with the oxygen without any charge. This is more electronegative. So this oxygen will take its electron from somewhere, and it will take its electron from R. Because R is an electron donating group, it will give electron to oxygen. So this positive charge will settle down because of the donation of this electrons from the alkyl group. So what will happen? It will break into two form, not break actually, it will make R plus, because R is giving its electron to oxygen. That's why it will form R plus, and ZnCl2 will take OH. ZnCl2 OH with a negative charge. And you know that HCl is also present. So from HCl, Cl minus will come to R plus, and H plus will come to ZnCl2. So when R plus and Cl minus will react, they will form RCl. And when ZnCl2 OH plus H plus will react, they will form H2O plus ZnCl2. So in this way, this is the mechanism of the whole compound. But you should know this thing, that the product which is forming here is a racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. What is racemic mixture? That I will tell you later on. But in racemic mixture, basically the compound which is forming, it is having inversion in configuration also, and it will have retention in configuration also. Let me just give you an example for understanding what is retention and inversion. See, suppose you have a chiral carbon. Chiral carbon is that carbon which is having all four elements attached with it are different. So one side it is OH, one side it is H, this side it is CH3, and this side it is phenyl. Okay, so this is a chiral carbon because all four compounds are different which are attached to it. When it will react with concentrated HCl and in the presence of anhydrous ZnCl2, so the product will be this one, in which Cl can come in place of OH, and here also Cl can come this side, and in this and this will remain same. So we can see that whatever is the configuration of this one is the same configuration of this compound. So this is called retention in configuration, because configuration is not changing, and in this compound the configuration is actually changing. So that is why we can say that here inversion of configuration is taking place. Okay, and in the previous reaction which I have shown you, in this one I have told you that it is both the compounds are forming. That is why it is called racemic mixture. So whenever these both compounds will form together, then it is called a racemic mixture. All right, one thing more I want to tell you about this reaction is that rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the stability of carbocation. Stability of carbocation. In this case, basically what I am trying to say, that if you have a compound which is having tertiary and one is having secondary alcohol and one is having primary alcohol. So tertiary alcohol will show its reaction quickly, secondary will show its reaction slower than tertiary, and primary will be the least one. So this is only the Lucas test also. Lucas test, like for example, you have ROH and it is reacting with concentrated HCl in the presence of anhydrous ZnCl2. This is anhydrous. So the product will be RCl, which is a white PPT. White PPT. Okay. So this white PPT will come immediately when the alcohol is of tertiary. And this reaction which are taking place are at the room temperature basically. So tertiary alcohols will show the white precipitate immediately at room temperature. Then secondary alcohol will show its reaction means secondary alcohols will show the reaction, but the white precipitate which will come after 5 to 10 minutes. The white PPT will come after 5 to 10 minutes at room temperature. And in the case of primary, the white PPT will not come. No white PPT at room temperature. But if you will heat that compound in which the reaction is taking place, then you know this thing that on heating the rate of the reaction increases. So white PPT will come in the case of primary alcohol also, but on heating, not at room temperature. So this is the difference between tertiary, secondary and primary alcohol. The question which can come in your exam is to distinguish between primary, secondary or tertiary alcohols, and that can be given to you. Let's take one example also. See, you have to tell a distinguished test between propane, 2-ol and ethanol. For this, first you have to make the structure of this. So you can try on your own also. For propane 2-ol, it will be C, and on second position it is OH. You can write CH3 here, you can write H here, you can write CH3 here. In the case of ethanol, it is CH3, CH2, OH. The carbocation which will form here will be secondary. The carbocation which will form here will be primary. So when you will add Lucas test in both of Lucas reagent in both of these compound, which is concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2, then what will happen? It will make it will give you white precipitate. That white precipitate for secondary compound, it will come after 5 to 10 minutes. And with the case of ethanol, no white PPT will come. So this will confirm that it is a secondary alcohol, and if it is no white PPT, then it is a primary alcohol. Okay, now I'm giving you one more question which you can try on your own, and you can tell me the answer in my next class. You have to tell that which compound will show positive Lucas test in the following compounds given below: CH3, CH, CH3, OH, then this is CH2OH, this is CH3, C, OH, CH3 and CH3. This is A, B, C and D. Try this question and be ready with the answer in the next class. Thank you.